This is such an uncomfortable video to make. I can't believe I'm making it, but this story is just so juicy, like it can't go unheard. I need to share it with someone. You know, when you have like something bottled up, you just need to tell someone. That's me right now telling you guys. So also, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I make videos every week, and also I'm gonna stop talking with my hands because apparently it annoys a lot of you, so I'm gonna put these down here. Today's video is a storytime video. Let me just get right into it. So a few weeks ago, was at a sleepover with some of my friends, and one of my friends brought another friend of his that we all didn't really know. He said he met me before, but I didn't remember meeting him. That really has something to do with the story. He was a nice kid. We all slept over. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. So we were all in my friend's room talking, just making conversation, I guess. Normal things that people do in a room, talk, I guess, I don't know. And he began to tell us a story of when he lost his virginity. So yeah, he decided to tell us when he lost his virginity. And that's when this kind of gets effed up and crazy, really. So basically, I'm gonna tell you someone else's story. This didn't happen to me, but this is such a good story. You just have to know it, you know? I know it's kind of like messed up to make a story on someone else's video, but he'll probably never see this, and I'm not saying his name, so who cares? Oh well. So basically, he was a freshman in high school. He was at an all-boys school. He was at a private religious school. So it wasn't in California, it was like back home. Wherever he was from, I don't really remember actually. This story starts in the boys' locker room. There was probably only one locker room, and he was the last boy in there because he was changing because they just had a swim meet and they were doing diving that day. So they were wearing shorter Speedos than usual because of the air dynamics when they're diving. I don't really know, I'm not a swimmer, but that's what he explained, that he was wearing shorter Speedos. And he was the last boy in the locker room, and he was getting ready to go home. It was the end of the day, and out came someone, and that someone happened to be the dean of students. His dean comes over to him in the locker room and starts talking to him about his sportsmanship, telling him how good he's doing. He's so proud of him. He then puts his hand on his shoulder and just kind of starts like fatherly, like talking to him, like above him, you know, just being like an adult to a child, I guess, you know, just telling him how good he's doing academically and sportsman wise, I guess. Then he kind of gets off topic and he goes, whoa, what a monster you got there, because he was naked because he was changing into his normal clothes to go back home because it was the end of the day. And he goes, haha, thanks. Kind of like he was uncomfortable because his teacher just commented about his penis size, as I think anyone would be. I would be quite uncomfortable. Then his dean takes his hand and puts it on his penis and starts, you know, doing that. This kid was so into it that he then, you know, they kind of did the dirty, and his dean put it in him. He put it in his mouth, and they had sex, and he lost his virginity to his dean as a freshman in high school, in school, with his dean in the locker room. I know your mouth is probably open, you're probably in shock. I was as in shock as you are when I heard this. My friends and I are looking at each other. I'm questioning him. I'm like, are you serious? Is this real? Like, you're not joking, you're not messing with us, right? This isn't April Fool's. No, he was completely serious. He had sex with his dean. His dean was married. His dean had kids. Besides his dean being married and kids, he was his teacher. Like, this happened in school in a locker room. I literally thought this stuff only happened in movies, but apparently not. It happens in real life. So now we know where porn and movie comes from. It happens from real life situations, I guess. Who knew? I didn't. They basically had sex. He said his dean just had his pants down. He didn't get naked, but he was already naked because he was changing. And no one came in, no one ever found out. He never told anyone because apparently he enjoyed it, he loved it. That's pretty much the end of the story. Like, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened next, but he went home, no one ever found out, no one still ever knows, no one probably ever will. It was years ago. It's probably so weird, but I just had to make this video. Like, this might be the most juicy story time on YouTube, I don't know. This is pretty freaking crazy, like, yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, I know it might be uncomfortable, but give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. I make videos every week. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Those will be in the description below. I love you guys so much. Stay hot. Peace out. See you next week. Goodbye.